welcome back to the program of Live Life and Plan for a Better Tomorrow. I know I've been on a little bit of a hiatus since my last, I think I did 26 episodes on YouTube and then a couple here on Facebook Live, and life has just kind of gotten busy for me, and not an excuse not to get on here because of value and information that you could use without having to go to an attorney. And you know, I think a lot of us probably in the past year, and I'm not just speaking for myself, we've dealt with a lot of loss, personal loss, where our friends have lost someone, we've lost people who we know or through our friends' friends, from cancer, from suicide, from freak accident. It always makes me come back to think about you know, the fragility of life. We go along and things are going great and we think we're invincible, especially when we're healthy, right? When we're upright. We don't tend to think about planning for our death, right? It's sort of depressing, it's morbid. It's what a lot of my friends have told me in the past when I was posting stuff about estate planning or writing a will, or a trust for your family, for yourself. And rap star, I think he started his own label, his own clothing line. Just a phenomenal person, right? Especially for the millennials who listen to him. He's not really a person I listen to, but I bring him up because much like Tupac, he did die tragically. He got shot in front of his own clothing store on March 21st. And survived by his two children. Amani, I believe, was about 10 years old, and survived also by his brother and sister. And so while he set up a trust for his two kids, and I think he was going about it, he died at the age of about, I think he was 33. And you know, I'm not saying anything bad about him in terms of how he was setting up his estate. I think everything was going great. Again, another phenomenal individual. But he is another example of a person who's died, much like a lot of us out there who don't have any will, that, yeah, he passed without a will. So under California law, the two children, Amani and Cross, they stand to inherit equal shares. But again, Amani, if I'm saying it right, is 10 years old and Cross is 2 years old, so they're minor children. So the question of how that works sort of turns on who has custody of the children. Now, the Hussle's family of Amani, Nipsy Hussle's brother has been petitioning the court, and this may have already happened, to be the administrator for Nipsey Hussle's estate, especially since his estate was worth about $2 million, but there's also future earnings from the music and merchandising that needs to also be administered as well. And so his brother has stepped up to do that job, and the sister, and saying that Tanisha Foster was an unfit, unstable parent for Amani. And if you follow that story, I believe that Tanisha Foster's background in history, she has some criminal history that was used against her, a DUI, vandalism, so forth. But this is just to kind of illustrate how contentious things can get, and where you never would think it would ever happen. Things that Nipsey Hussle was probably not even thinking about. I mean, his mindset was right in terms of setting up a trust for his children, but he should have taken a step forward and fully set up maybe a living trust, a will at the very least. And so, much like I said in the Tupac video, it's very, very important to set up that will. especially when you are healthy and things change. And so those things could be a new child that comes into your life, or maybe you adopt a new person into your family. In the bad scenarios, you know, you may be going through a separation or a divorce. And so those are instances where you need to look at that will again, and maybe it needs to be completely canceled out and a new one, you know, be drawn up, or some modifications need to be made to the will or to the trust. Sort of the financial checkups, mental or health checkups that we should be doing, right? Seeing a doctor once a year. Do as I say, not as I do, because it just occurred to me I should probably go in and get checked out, just a regular health checkup. And but it's very, very important to do that, right? It should be as part of our financial habits as well, right? We all have our daily routines of, think of it this way, and we sort of do that without thinking about it. Well, most of us should be doing that. What are the consequences if we don't do the daily habit of basic hygiene? Well, might get cavities, bad breath, gum disease, for not brushing your teeth, not flossing. If you don't take regular showers, well, aside from body odors, there could be other health consequences to that, right? Maintenance. Maintenance is very, very important, and not just for our health. When we do things for our health, we should be doing that for our finances after you pass. So again, the Nipsey Hussle issue, Tupac and the other stars who passed away without a will, those are lessons to be learned. You know, again, a lot of people come to me when they get the bad news that they're diagnosed with cancer, or they only have a few months to live, and well, it's never too late until it's too late. It's better to start when you're young, when you're healthy. Now for more of my videos, I'm going to be posting back up here again. It's October 1st, the final quarter of the year of the decade before we enter into 2020. And so I just wanted to get back into some of these videos where I'm going to be talking about all things estate planning. Some of it's going to bleed into some financial advice as well that's related to estate planning, and basic stuff that you guys can really take home and use. So if you haven't drawn up a will, and again, it's not necessary from the internet, from me, from other people, to do that. It's not the best thing to do. And I will encourage people to seek out an attorney that you trust and you have a rapport with, to help you out with those end-of-life documents. Along with the will, there are other documents, durable power of attorneys, healthcare directives, all very important things to have. Living will, right? Healthcare directives, living will. So again,